Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about Trump causing the Ohio train derailment. Now, I find it interesting, guys, that of course, a lot of us joking around in the comment section when on other, I guess, social media platforms, on other prepper sites or conservative sites or whatever it is, on their accounts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, we sat there jokingly typed in, they're going to blame Trump for this. It's Trump's fault. Okay. That being said, it actually came true. Maybe we secretly wish. I don't know what happened, but now they're focusing or switching the focus to Trump and blaming Trump for the Ohio train derailment. I, it's stupid. You know what? It's beyond stupid. It, you can't. I can't stupid anymore. I can't try to understand stupidity. I can't. I just don't. This administration is the worst. Instead of just saying, you know what, we screwed up because we didn't do X, Y, and Z, they're like, that man right there did it. He's been out of office fucking 2 years now, right? So again, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, almost 3 years he's been out of office. And with that, guys, they're blaming him for the Ohio train derailment. Now, there's a couple of things about the Ohio train derailment that people need to realize. First of all, first and foremost, before the Ohio train derailment, Biden, in all his infinite wisdom, went in the office and overturned a majority, if not all, of Trump's EPA regulations. Now, Trump overturned a lot of EPA regulations that Biden, my God, did I say that? I'm sorry, Obama did. So Obama came up with these regulations and he put them in act, right? He signed them, sorry. And with that, Trump goes into office and then reverses those, and then Biden goes in and reverses that. It was like a dick measuring contest, and it was the worst kind. Now, some of the EPA rulings, if not most of them, that Trump reversed from Obama, I disagreed with them. I disagreed with damn near all of them, especially those that gave up forest land in certain federal and national parks. That's a different story. That's a different story for a different day. But the problem with chemical companies, guys, and this is where people fail to realize, chemical companies march to their own beat. You could put out all these EPA rules and regulations, and you can have EPA officers there with their fucking pen pocket protectors and shit, and being all nerds with their clipboards, and like, guys, you didn't do this. Doesn't fucking matter. Chemical companies don't care. They march to their own beat. They do what they want to do when they want to do it. They dump shit and hope no one finds out. And if they do, guess what? They'll just pay out the family, and that'll be that. They've been doing it forever. So now, with the back and forth of the EPA regulations switching back and forth between Obama, Trump, and Biden, obviously shit gets lost in the mix. Now, Biden overturned a lot of those that Trump's regulations. Sorry, he overturned a lot of Trump's EPA regulations. So now, the train car thing, for example, 100 plus train cars. That's too fucking long, especially with dangerous chemicals. But that's my opinion. He switches all this over, and then of course the media goes, well, he switched over all of Trump's EPA regulations except the ones with the trains. Stop the bullshit. He did that too, but guess what? Because now that this happened, everybody's looking to blame Biden. Now, listen, you can't blame Biden either. I would love to, but you can't blame Biden. You can't blame Trump. You can't blame Obama. The simple fact of the matter is, you gotta hold the chemical companies and the train companies, railroad companies, sorry, accountable for this situation. These are the guys who say, you know what? Let's put a little more on this train. Hopefully it doesn't get weighed. And if it does, we'll get a fine and we'll pay it. These chemical companies, guys, make billions of dollars a year. They can afford the light slap on the wrist that they get from time to time. They don't get them all the time. They get them from time to time. Obviously, if people get sick by this, there's lawsuits, and then they still hit those people off, and it's done. That's what these companies do. They've been doing this for fucking ever. So it's not so much a blame game as it is the chemical companies and the railroad companies need to be held accountable, not the presidents. The presidents write these EPA rules. It's not even them, actually. It's like these super nerds. They write these EPA rules, and the president signs these regulations into order, and then that's it. That's all he can do. So you can't blame any. You really can't blame Biden. You really can't blame Trump for this shit. You definitely can't blame Obama. This shit's out of their hands. It now what's in their control, or not so much their control, but the EPA's control, is finding the chemical company and the railroad company out the ass. We're not talking about a $70,000 fine or $1 million fine. We're talking about $500 million, if not $1 billion fine, to teach them a fucking lesson. You gotta fucking go after them, because there was no reason. First of all, there's never a reason to have a fucking train cars that long. 100 and was it 100 plus trains, 120 train cars? There's no reason for that. Like there really isn't. And I get they do that to lessen movement, or I'm not sure why they do it. I'm sorry. I can't think of a reason why you would have 120 cars. Maybe to save money on gas. I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is they need to be held accountable. And they need to sit down with the local officials of East Palestine and go, listen, what do you want us to do? And then pay out whatever needs to be paid out. But instead, what did they do? They armored up. They got their top lawyers in play, and their lawyers are like, well, that really wasn't the case, because instead of just saying, listen, let's go there and help these people out. This is the problem with chemical companies, and this is why chemical company CEOs need to be beaten within an inch of their life. But that's just a suggestion. I'm not saying do it. But they definitely need to be held accountable at the highest standard. You are dealing with people's lives when you are transporting hazardous chemicals across the country. When you're transporting these hazardous materials, guys, you are effectively in charge of people's lives. Well, they think because they sit at home and they're eating their fucking filet mignon that, it's the workers' responsibility. No, these guys need to be held accountable for it. And they need to be thrown in jail. That's the other side of that coin. Listen, guys, corporations have their place. But corporations will continue to get away with the shit they get away with because of the money they make. And not the money they make, but the power they have behind that money, I guess. Now, it's fine to make all that money, but they have to accept the responsibility of paying their dues when shit like this happens. That's the problem. They get off the hook. They go, whoa, we did what in East Palestine? Get the lawyers. You know what? And let's put $20,000 aside to throw some hush money at these people. Which they, I can see them doing, but $20,000 is not a lot of money. Especially when you divide it between 20 different people. Not the point. The point is, guys, these corporations get away with a lot because there's no accountability. There needs to be accountability. Listen, make all the money you want, but you have to be held accountable when some shit goes south. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.